Who created the Nazca Lines? Thousands of years ago, under the blazing sun of southern Peru, a mysterious civilization left behind monumental marks on the earth. That was the Nazca people, a culture largely unknown, yet possibly one of the greatest creators of the ancient world. They carved enormous lines across the desert, stretching for kilometers, twisting, spiraling, and forming strange shapes that could only be clearly seen from above. These drawings were not merely the work of skilled hands, but a living testament to the intellect and vision of the Nazca people, extending far beyond their time. These lines were made by a community not only proficient in art, but also in agricultural techniques and remarkable astronomical knowledge. In a dry land, where life could only be sustained by scarce water sources, the Nazca people poured their hearts and minds into creating these massive drawings, which continue to astonish and amaze modern scientists. The Nazca were not just creators, they were pioneers in understanding the natural world, the vast universe, where even the most intelligent among us still struggled to decode its mysteries. Though we may never fully understand the true purpose behind these lines, each immense, intricate stroke speaks volumes about the profound connection between the Nazca people and the natural world. The creators didn't just draw lines, they painted a never-ending story, one of curiosity, reverence, and knowledge, leaving behind their mark for future generations. And though we continued to search in the dark, trying to decipher the true meaning of these strange drawings, their legacy endures, guiding us through the mysteries they once lived.
2. Religious and ceremonial purpose. The Nazca Lines, the monumental works of an ancient civilization, have baffled generations of researchers. While many theories about their purpose have been proposed, one of the most prominent hypotheses is that these lines may have been created for religious and ceremonial purposes. The Nazca region lies in a dry, barren land where water was a precious and scarce resource. In such an environment, calling upon the gods, especially those associated with water and fertility, was of paramount importance. The Nazca people may have created these lines as part of rituals to honor the gods, hoping to bring rain, protect their crops, and sustain life. The creation of these massive drawings, visible only from above, may have been a way to connect with celestial gods, making the ritual more significant and sacred. In many ancient civilizations, there was a belief that religious activities or ceremonies must be carried out on a grand scale to attract the attention of the deities. With their deep reverence for nature, the Nazca people may have seen these lines as pathways for the gods to descend from the heavens, bringing miracles to the earth. Not just simple drawings on the ground, these lines may have carried profound meanings related to prayer and hope. The Nazca people did not create them for aesthetic purposes alone, but also to express their devotion, aiming to establish a connection between the earthly realm and the divine. The creation of these lines could have been an act to honor the gods, or it might have been a spiritual pilgrimage for the community, where each individual contributed to a grand ritual, not just for personal gain, but for the welfare of the entire community and the survival of the civilization. Archaeologists and researchers may still be unsure about the exact purpose of the Nazca Lines, but it is undeniable that they are closely linked to the religion and rituals of the Nazca people. These massive lines, though possibly created for specific reasons, remain a powerful symbol of reverence for the gods and the vast universe, where each stroke, each drawing, contains a piece of the soul of that ancient civilization.
3. Astronomical purpose. One of the most fascinating theories about the purpose of the Nazca Lines is that they may have been created as an astronomical tool.
Researchers have discovered that many of these drawings are clearly linked to astronomical phenomena, such as solstices, equinoxes, or other celestial events. With a deep understanding of the universe and the cycles of celestial bodies, the Nazca people may have used these lines to track the movements of the sun, moon, and stars, helping them calculate the timing for crops and important religious rituals. In a dry land like Nazca, where life heavily depended on natural cycles such as rain and harvests, it was crucial to understand and predict celestial phenomena. The Nazca people may have created these lines to mark significant astronomical events, such as the time when the sun reached its peak position during the year, or other events like solar eclipses or meteor showers. These massive lines may have served as tools for the astronomers of that time to determine natural cycles, which in turn helped the Nazca people make decisions regarding agriculture and worship rituals. Interestingly, some of the designs among the Nazca lines, such as depictions of animals and straight lines, appear to be precisely aligned with points in the sky at certain times of the year. For example, some researchers believe that these lines might have been used to track the movement of the sun during solstices and equinoxes, key times for agricultural civilizations. By combining astronomical knowledge with the ability to create massive drawings on the ground, the Nazca people left the world with a mystery that remains unsolved. These lines are not only works of art, but may also have served as valuable tools for ancient astronomers to understand and predict the movements of the universe. The creation of these lines could be evidence of an advanced civilization with the ability to connect nature, the cosmos, and human life.
4. Aesthetic or social purpose. In addition to theories about religion and astronomy, another hypothesis regarding the purpose of the Nazca lines is that they may have had an aesthetic or social function. In an ancient society like the Nazca, where the connection within the community and shared symbols could play an important role in reinforcing social power, these lines might have been created as a way to express the community's identity or to establish a symbol for the region. Creating massive drawings on the ground could have been an expression of unity, a way to assert the power and status of the Nazca civilization. The Nazca people might have used these lines as a tool to demonstrate social cohesion, where everyone participated in creating a shared legacy, a monumental work of art to showcase the strength and capability of the community. These lines were not merely works of art. They could also symbolize a complex civilization capable of organizing and managing large-scale projects. Furthermore, the Nazca lines may have served as territorial markers, as signs to identify the area inhabited by the Nazca people, or as social symbols for tribes and communities in the region. These drawings might not only have aesthetic value, but also served as ways to express power and control over territory and resources. Through these designs, the Nazca could have conveyed messages about power, ownership, and influence over the surrounding area. While the aesthetic or social purpose may not have been the sole reason for the existence of the lines, it is undeniable that they could have played an important role in building and maintaining social unity, reinforcing community identity, and asserting the power of the Nazca community. These grand designs were not just works of art, but an essential part of connecting generations, preserving cultural values, and affirming the position of the Nazca community in the ancient world.
5. Extraterrestrial theory. One of the most controversial theories about the Nazca lines is the hypothesis related to extraterrestrial intervention. According to this theory, these massive drawings were not created by ancient humans, but were the result of contact with extraterrestrial beings. Proponents of this theory suggest that the Nazca lines were created as a means of communication with aliens, or were made to mark points of contact for extraterrestrial exploration. One of the reasons behind this theory is the size and scale of the Nazca lines. They are enormous drawings that can only be seen clearly from the sky. This raises the question of whether they were designed for an extraterrestrial audience, such as UFOs, unidentified flying objects. According to this theory, the Nazca Lines could serve as signals or runways for extraterrestrial beings to land or observe. Furthermore, some believe the lines may be linked to sightings of flying objects, with the shapes representing depictions of extraterrestrial beings or the vehicles they might use. Strange figures such as the spider, the parrot, and other forms are also thought to potentially represent images seen in UFO reports. However, this theory faces strong opposition from the scientific community. Many researchers believe the Nazca Lines were created by the ancient Nazca people, and they may have religious, ceremonial, or astronomical purposes. They argue that linking the lines to extraterrestrials lacks scientific foundation and is rather speculative. Scientists maintain that although the lines are large and visible from the sky, there is no evidence to suggest extraterrestrial involvement in their creation. While the extraterrestrial theory is not widely accepted, it remains part of the ongoing debate and speculation surrounding the Nazca Lines. Stories of UFOs and extraterrestrial beings continue to captivate the public's imagination, and the mysterious nature of the Nazca Lines remains one of the most fascinating symbols in discussions about life beyond Earth. The Nazca Lines, with their enormous drawings stretching across the desert, have transcended time and space, leaving behind a mysterious mark that we continue to search for answers to. Whether created for religious, astronomical, or even social purposes, these lines reflect a Nazca civilization full of talent and creativity, perceiving the universe in ways we have yet to imagine. They are not just monumental works of art, but an unspoken story telling of the beliefs, hopes, and aspirations of people who once lived on this land. Despite numerous theories, we still cannot say for certain the true purpose of these lines, but that very uncertainty makes them even more captivating, inviting us to continue exploring, imagining, and constantly asking questions about the connection between the past and the future. The Nazca Lines, with all their mystery, serve as a reminder that sometimes the unanswered questions are the key to unlocking doors of discovery, guiding us to new horizons where humanity continues to search for the truth about itself and the universe around us.
6. The connection between culture and symbols. In a dry desert region of Peru, where the scorching sun beats down all day long and the sky stretches endlessly, an ancient story is still being told through the lines on the ground. The Nazca Lines, massive drawings that can only be clearly seen from above, are vivid symbols of a civilization long gone, but they continue to exist in the imaginations of people. These lines are not merely simple works of art. They are symbols that carry deep cultural values, reflecting the strong connection between humanity and the world around them. The story begins with the Nazca people, an ancient community that lived in a dry land where life was intertwined with strange natural phenomena. For them, the sky was not the only place where gods resided. The very ground they lived and survived on could also become a sacred space. The Nazca Lines, with their representations of animals, mystical shapes, and clean lines, were not simply random images. Each line, each figure, carried a message, a prayer, a desire, or a challenge to time itself. The way the Nazca people used these colossal drawings to communicate with the gods is a testament to their connection with nature. These lines were not just drawings, they were sacred symbols, deeply intertwined with the daily life of the Nazca. Each figure, from the monkey and spider to the circles, held profound significance. These animals could represent protective deities, reminders of life and death,
the cyclical nature of the universe, or wishes for rain to ensure bountiful harvests. Therefore, the Nazca Lines were not only artistic creations, but also acts of worship, a reverence for nature and the divine. Even though these drawings have endured for thousands of years, they still carry powerful symbolic meaning, continuing to connect the past with the present. The Nazca people did not merely create them for religious purposes, but to assert their power and community identity. These lines may have been their way of affirming their existence, showcasing a civilization capable of connecting with nature in a way no one else could. They are eternal marks of a community that lived, loved, and fought to survive in a harsh world. Looking back, the Nazca Lines do not just reflect an ancient culture, but they also reveal a profound connection between humanity and the symbols they created. These symbols not only exist in the mind, but have been etched into the earth, where they have withstood the test of time and generations. This connection between culture and symbols is not merely a bridge between the past and the present, but a convergence of humans with the world, a blending of humans with the timeless values they carried within. Each time we look at the Nazca Lines, we do not simply see a lost civilization, but we also feel the deep message that the ancients wanted to convey, that we, no matter how far we go, must live in harmony with nature and never forget the cultural values that have shaped who we are.
7. The Nazca Lines as a cultural monument. Under the scorching sun of the Nazca Desert, where the cold winds slice through the silent air, the Nazca Lines stretch endlessly, quietly yet steadfastly, like silent witnesses to a civilization long gone. These colossal drawings, strange straight lines, and winding animal shapes on the ground continue to captivate the world's attention, even though they have endured for thousands of years. The Nazca Lines, though ancient, remain a vibrant cultural monument, reflecting the timeless creativity of the Nazca people. Not merely drawings on the earth, the Nazca Lines are symbols of a civilization that understood the profound relationship between humanity and nature. They not only showcased remarkable artistry, but also contain deep messages about faith, existence, and a connection to supernatural forces. Each line, each figure, is part of a story the Nazca people sought to pass down to future generations. Though the creators of these lines have long since passed, their creations continue to exist as an eternal symbol of that civilization. The Nazca Lines, with their immense size and incredible precision, are an indispensable part of the cultural heritage of the Nazca civilization. Although created for religious or ceremonial purposes, they are not merely sacred works, but they also reflect the Nazca people's understanding of the relationship between humans and the universe. These drawings, after thousands of years, remain a symbol of the connection between the past and the present, between humanity and the natural and divine worlds. For this reason, the Nazca Lines are not just an archaeological site, they are a living cultural heritage. They preserve the values of a community that lived, loved, and created works of art, not just for aesthetic reasons, but because of a profound belief in the connection between humanity and nature. These drawings have survived time, holding on to cultural values that are indelible and are still a part of human memory today. Today, the Nazca Lines are not just a part of history, they are also a reminder of the importance of cultural heritage. They are not just ancient works of art, but evidence of the creativity and deep understanding the ancient people had of the world around them. Each time we look at the Nazca Lines, we don't just see a lost civilization, we also feel its vibrancy living on in the present. The Nazca Lines, though lying still in the vast desert, are an inseparable part of human life, of history, and of human culture. They are eternal monuments, a call for us to explore, learn, and preserve the invaluable cultural values that our ancestors have left behind.